Merry Christmas, everybody, and hopefully we're all going to have a good, happy New Year. Want to welcome everybody. This is sort of the year-end kind of wrap-up thing. I probably won't get a chance to do another one of these in December, so I wanted to do one today. Hope everybody's got all their Christmas stuff wrapped up and everything ready to go, because, man, it's you don't want to be driving out there now. It's an absolute zoo. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah. So we got Papa Blue in here. Welcome. We got Janice here. Nice to see you. Dwight Bailey, Tyler Patterson. Very cool. There's the Dark Wizard. Merry Christmas. Yeah. Fortunately, I got everything done. 2 words. Delivery. That's the 1 word. Yeah, all my stuff is ordered and came in. Daniel Newberry, yes, Merry Christmas to you too, man. Yeah, we had we had a mail strike here in Canada, and it just got resolved this week, so they're only now starting to move mail, but we didn't have mail for a month. So that really messed up a lot of deliveries. And what happened now is, because of the mail strike, a lot of the courier companies, they got bogged down because people weren't sending things through the post anymore. They were now sending them through these courier services. So basically, it's a big cluster, you know what, up here with deliveries and stuff. But fortunately, the stuff that I ordered it so far in advance that I managed to get everything. So I'm all ready. I don't have to hit a store, thank God, for anything. I'm done. So now it's just a matter of trying to stay indoors, stay warm. Got super cold out there today. Today's been, I think, the coldest day this winter was today. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Janice, I heard that Amazon, some of the sites are on strike. Yeah. So, yeah, man. You know what? It's like when you go on strike, you always want to make the maximum impact, right? And to go on strike at Christmas time is definitely the right time if you want to get noticed. Really enjoyed the Dumb Song Show this week. So many Kiss tunes came to mind. You know what, Daniel? I could have done the whole show on just Kiss. Actually, I could have done that whole show on Kiss. I could have done that whole show on Ted Nugent. No problem. You know, those two bands alone would have filled 10 easily. But I'm getting a lot of good comments on that. I'm getting a lot of good comments. I'm getting a lot of people chiming in with their picks, and people seem to enjoy that show quite a bit. So that's very cool. It's a nice one to end the year on. You know, you wanna end it on something fun, and that was definitely a fun topic. And more to come. We've already booked January. We're gonna be actually, one of the other reasons I wanted to do this was sort of a wrap up. Talk about the channel and what's coming on and what's going to be happening here. So we are going to continue. Martin, Pete, and myself will be continuing into 2025. We've already got a topic and a date set for January, so that's going to keep going. Other regular features on my channel, not that I have a lot, but that's going to keep going. My monthly live streams like I'm doing now, I'll be doing these once a month. There is another series that I am thinking about doing, and sort of to replace Recommend an Album to Review, which that one kind of dried up and died. There wasn't really a lot of interest in that one. But sort of on the same wavelength as that, I'm thinking about doing one called basically like something I haven't really thought of. Been kicking around titles in my head, but right now the working title is like, check this out. And it would basically be, instead of viewers recommending an album to me, it would be like me recommending an album to viewers. Like, if you like this type of music, check out this record. You'll like it, blah, blah, blah. Because the whole thing with recommending an album to review, the whole sort of behind the scenes kind of intent was to turn people on to music that they may have not heard before, right? So people were suggesting things that I hadn't heard before, and if I liked them, then I would say it was great, and hopefully it would turn other people on to it. So this is kind of the same thing, but it's, instead of me waiting for people to recommend stuff, it's me just saying, hey, check out this record, it's really cool. So I might do one or two, probably in the same format as recommend an album to review, and probably start doing those maybe in January. So that's going to be a new series I'm going to be trying out on the channel. The other thing, I got some new music. I don't know if everybody's familiar, but I have a playlist of original music. I recorded something this morning. There's a new piece of music that's going to be coming out. I don't know if I'm going to have it by the end of this year. If not, it'll be very early next year. I was recording all morning. It's with another. It's for another instrumental song that I put together, and it's going to be called FX, letter F, letter X, and hopefully we can get that out sometime before the new year. And I got to put a video together for it. If you're on Spotify or Apple Music or iTunes or any streaming service, if you type in Guitar Hack, you're going to see something in the neighborhood of about 30 songs. All original songs. A lot of them, I'd say probably 70-30 are instrumentals. But yeah, go check it out. Give them a listen. I was talking to somebody the other day, was asking about my theme music, because that's one of my songs, and wanted to do a deep dive, and then went and listened to a bunch of stuff. And what did he say? It sounded like a cross between Billy Duffy, the Allman Brothers, and Eddie Van Halen. So, okay, sure. Anyways, I can tell you for a fact I can't play as well as either of those individuals. So there you go. So let me know if anybody's got any questions or comments. If you're getting some new gear for Christmas, or if there's something that you're wanting. I mean, I'm trying to avoid getting... I just got this thing here that's flashing. I don't think it's been even a month yet. So I'm trying to cool my jets. I don't really... No, I never need anything gear-wise. I'm set up for guitars. And if anything, I need to start scaling back. Getting rid of some instruments. I managed to get rid of one recently. I might... Hopefully, maybe in January, I'll get rid of another couple. Scale down. I'd like to be down around 10. 10 would be ideal, but maybe 10, 12. Because if you're not playing them, they're just furniture, man. And I don't know. I'm not a collector. I'm a guitar player, or attempting to be a guitar player. You got to use these things. Yeah. If you ever jam with another guitarist that plays a different style than yourself? Oh, yeah. Sure. I remember one time I jammed with these blues guys. But when I say blues guys, they weren't like blues rock guys. Like, they were real blues guys, like serious blues guys. And the singer had like one of these... It looked like a... those belts, like gun belts, but it was like filled with harmonicas. He had like, because for harmonica, if you don't know this, like you got to have a different harmonica for every key that you're playing in. So some blues are, B and B flat and some are in A and whatever. So we would have a different harmonica, and he had a whole like basically like a gun belt of harmonicas, and we were playing slow blues stuff. And I'm telling you, man, that stuff is, you're gonna say, oh, blues. If you're a guitar player, it's like the first thing you learn. It's supposed to be really, really easy, but to make it interesting, just to be confined to that vocabulary and make it interesting and not just start going nuts and be musical and in the pocket is really freaking hard. Guitars to me are playable pieces of art. I totally agree with that, Papa Blue. Yeah, they're beautiful to look at, but they're things that are meant to be played. They're not just to be admired. They're meant to be played. I like guys like Joe Bonamassa get a lot of grief because he collects guitars, but he also plays what he buys. So, he's taking the stuff out. He's not just putting it in a vault somewhere. Some environmentally controlled vault. He's actually playing. Speaking of environmentally controlled, when I was recording this morning, I was using two guitars on this track Effects that's coming out soon, hopefully. I was using a Les Paul, of course, and a Telecaster. Not this Les Paul, another one. And it really bummed me out. And I don't know if anybody's ever had this happen, but one of the inlays was like coming out, so it was raised up on one edge. So I'm playing and I'm like tripping over my fingers tripping over this edge. I'm like, what's going on? So I got to take the guitar in now, and I don't know, I guess they take that out and reseat it or whatever, but that really bummed me out. I don't know if that's a maybe humidity change in temperature thing because it's drier now, but I definitely got to get that fixed. Oh, I think Neil Sean could swing it. He's got the vocabulary. I think he could play with anybody at any time. He's in my top 25 favorite guitar players of all time. Oh, and we're going to be doing, which reminds me, going to be doing a show with Pete. Probably going to come out early January. I've wanted to do a show on Gary Moore for the longest time. Speaking of my, top 25 favorite guitar players, Gary Moore is in the top 5. So I'm going to be doing a show with Pete Pardo, and it's going to be a Gary Moore show, and I'll probably be airing that first week of January. Hey, Paul Lou, how's it going, man? Haven't heard from you in a while. Hope everything's good. Yeah, it sucks. I've never had an inlay pop out before. It's a weird thing, And I was recording, so I had the cans on, and I'm like playing this thing, and I keep like flipping, there's tripping up on this one note, and I'm looking at what's going on there, and it's just in the corner, just sticking up a little bit, Yeah, I got a few. I gotta stop looking at Facebook Marketplace, man. That's killing me. Because there's one in there. There's one there now that I've looked at already more than I should have. It's just another Les Paul. But this one is like in a translucent red. It's like, I don't have that. I need that. No, you don't need that. And I'm thinking, like, what the hell am I going to do with another one? It's like, it's a disease, folks. There should be an inoculation. Alan, welcome. Merry Christmas to you too, man. SRV's your number 1. Gary Moore's your number 2. Yeah. Epiphonium, welcome. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I like, Gary Moore, I don't want to give away too much about the show, but most people came on to, or were made aware of Gary Moore when he was doing his rock stuff in the 80s. my first exposure to Gary Moore was when I was actually playing in a blues band, or attempting to play blues. And somebody introduced me to the Still Got the Blues record. So the first time I heard Gary Moore was when he was playing blues. Now, Gary Moore, if you know that album, he is not a straight up blues player. He's like a blues player on steroids. Like, he's ripping, but he's always in the pocket. He's so emotive and just like the absolute best. And then I went back and I listened to his rock stuff, but I got into him through his blues stuff, you know, because that record was really, really big. I'm trying to remember the year it came out. I think that came out sometime in the mid-90s. Do you have Grinding Stone by Gary Moore and his band? No, I don't, Dan. I haven't heard any of his any of the Skid Row stuff. I guess I should really check that out. Russ Markard, how are you? Cushman, welcome. Mr. Rock, how are you? Roy Buchanan, there's a guy to check out. Yeah. Roy Buchanan is he's very unorthodox, but very musical at the same time, you know. He's not one of those guys, you know, like that you've heard it all before. He's not, you know, on the beaten path. He's created his own path, but an incredible guitar player for sure. He's a guy worth checking out. Roy Buchanan, yeah. Mr. Rock, welcome. SRV was a better blues player than Hendrix. I think he was a cleaner player. If you're talking about, I don't think he was necessarily better. He was a little cleaner player. Like Hendrix was, he could be sloppy at times, but in a good way, like Jimmy Page. I've collected every SRV and Gary Moore album and video they've put out. So Papa Blue, the SRV live at the El Macambo. That for me is one of the greatest displays of musicianship I've ever seen. Is watching that video and a young Stevie just ripping, and all he's got is a Strat and a Fender Twin. Unbelievable. I would see Gary Moore and Thin Lizzy in '79. Oh, that's very cool, Dark Wizard. That's very cool. You know, I always felt bad for Scott Gorham, because not that Scott Gorham is a bad guitar player. I'm talking about the other guitar player in Thin Lizzy. I mean, he's a great guitar player, but I mean, when Gary Moore starts ripping, I mean, there's not a lot of guys, you know, that can kind of match that, you know. So I kind of felt a little bad for Scott, you know, being up there with Gary. It's like being on, you know, getting in the ring with Mike Tyson, the old Mike Tyson, you know. The Best Messiah Will Come Again version. I gotta check that out. Roy is very underrated. Yeah, Mr. Rock. Only, you know, Roy, Danny Gatton, people like that, unless you're a guitar player or a guitar nerd, most people don't. Those are not household names. Mind you, neither is Buddy Guy or Albert King, or, well, maybe B.B. King would be, but yeah. Gary Joyce, happy, healthy. Yes, to you too, sir. Hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Yeah, pinched harmonics. Yeah, he's got a whole different thing. You know what? It's kind of like, again, here's another non-household name, but Greg Koch, or Koch, however it says, Koch, the Grizzle Master guy. The guy, anyway, he's an amazing guitar player, and he's kind of got that sort of out of left field sensibility to his playing too. Great player. The stuff he does is like, you know, you're just looking at it and you're like, what the hell? But it's really, really cool. Roy Buchanan kind of reminds me of him. Christian Haynes, Merry Christmas. Yes, Merry Christmas to you too. Dan, yeah, yes, yeah. Malcolm Young of Lizzie. Yeah, I could see that. Dan in New Jersey. Happy holidays. Yeah, happy holidays to you too, man. I've seen that, Daniel. There's there's like a full long version that's I think over an hour long. If you can find that one, because there's I've seen it where it's cut, and then I've seen like the full long one on YouTube, and it's pretty cool. Paper cones for his Fender amp for weird distortion. He never had pill. Yeah, he had a bizarre sound to him. Yeah, not necessarily the most pleasing tone at times, but very original. Jason Budney 76. How are you? Merry Christmas. I think I've caught everybody. Thanks for joining me, folks. I didn't know if anybody be around so close to the holidays, but I really appreciate you all being here. As I was saying earlier, I got some new music coming out. I was recording this morning. Got it all down in about 5 hours, which for me is great because I hate recording. I like making up stuff, but I hate the process of recording. It was an instrumental, so I got all my parts down. So now it's just going to get all mixed, and hopefully I'll have something out by the end of this year. It's going to be an instrumental song, and it's going to be called FX. So look for that in the next few days. And any of my original songs, which are on my original playlist on YouTube, they're also available on Spotify, iTunes, and all the streaming services. Just type in Guitar Hack and check out some original music. Hit that Gibby. Yeah, my fingers are like, because I played. I don't even see that. I was playing for like 5 hours earlier today. They're kind of like my calluses are sore, right? I'm not slicing up any speaker cones. That is apparently the rumor, The Kinks, how he got that sound, that first distorted sound, was he took a razor blade to the speaker on his amp. That's the rumor. I don't know how much truth there is to that. Play some Little Drummer Boy. I don't know it. FX, yes, Gary. Christian Haynes, welcome. You got snow in Newmarket? All we got here is just like powdered stuff. It's nothing serious. But it's damn cold. Christian Haynes, hello. Jeff K, welcome. This is my Holy Grail guitar. This is my dream guitar, which I managed to snag used. I would never buy one of these new. They're just way too much money, but I got a really good deal on this about 3 or 4 years ago, and it is an RO. Yes, it's definitely, because again, like I was saying, I was recording this morning with another Les Paul, and I had to fight that one a little bit. This one pretty much is the easiest, best playing Les Paul I have, for sure. Kind of plays itself. That sounds good, Gary? Great, man. I'm just using this little Vailton thing. I actually took this multi-effects unit with me to record today. And, this is just, this is nothing expensive. It's not like a, quad cortex that cost like $2,000. This is like $300, right? But just for laughs, we because I was recording in stereo and all this kind of stuff, so it's like, hey, this does stereo, so we actually hooked this up, right? And this was not even in the ballpark of what the sound I was getting using tube amps and pedals and things, and this was like not even not even in the same stratosphere. When you're playing them on their own, they sound great, but when you A/B them with like the real thing, it's like not even close. First day of winter today. Yeah, it's winter solstice, right? It's the shortest day of the year today. Wax paper on the dashboard speaker drove my mom nuts. Was that to get distortion? Epiphony? Was that how you... Wouldn't maybe tin foil might have worked a little better? Joan Jett did Little Drummer Boy? Cool. Do you own a Strat and do you use it much? Yeah, it's right over there. Do I use it much? Yeah. I go through Strat. The Strat for me, it's like I go through Strat phases. Like today I was, I was, to record the song I recorded today, you always think, okay, what tones am I going for? Today was Telecaster and Strat. If I was to sort of rank the guitars, like my guitars I would reach for, it would probably be like Les Paul than Telecaster. Strat would come like maybe third or fourth on that list. So it's not the first thing I go for, but like a Strat does a particular thing. And when you want that particular thing, you're going to use a Strat. Now, the Strat I have has a humbucker in the bridge. So I have done shows with that Strat. But believe it or not, that Strat's actually pretty heavy. The older Pauls are better than the new ones, I've heard. You know what, Christian? There's a lot of, I don't know, generalizations that are made. Like all the Les Pauls from the 70s are crap. Or even the Strats from the 70s are crap. Every single one. So when I hear that, I'm thinking, okay, so let's see. The guy went to work on the first day of January 1970, and he decided for the next 10 years all the guitars he was going to make are garbage. I mean, come on. It just doesn't, they're all individual. There's good ones and there's bad ones, What I can say about, actually not just Les Pauls, but I can say about any guitar is there's good ones and there's bad ones, and they could be, literally one after the other on the assembly line. Like their serial numbers could be one different than the other. And one you'll pick up and it'll just feel great and proper, and then another one you'll pick up and it's like, this just doesn't work for me. There's something wrong with it. There's no, and usually when I'm trying out guitars, within about a minute or 30 seconds, I already know whether or not all I gotta do is pick it up and put my hand on it and hit a chord, and I'll know right away if it's a good one or it's a bad one. It's like another generalization. Like I smoke cigars. It's like only the Cuban cigars are the best. Well, I've smoked a lot of cigars in my life, and a lot of them. Some of them have been Cubans, but a lot of them have been non-Cubans, and they've been just as good. So, yeah, it's generalizations like that. I always sort of take that with a grain of salt. So don't believe everything you read. No one ever stopped Bing Crosby. Oh yeah, Bing Crosby, David Bowie's Little Drummer Boy. I haven't watched any Christmas shit on TV yet. Not one thing. Hendrix I don't think I've ever heard Hendrix do Little Drummer Boy. Do I use the Gibby for my gigs? Not this one. But yeah, if I'm playing a nice place, Mr. Rock, when I say a nice place, I mean, there's a proper stage, and, I'm not playing in some rib fest outside, the kind of thing. It's a proper stage. It's indoors. I'll take a Les Paul. Yeah, I'll take. Actually, the Les Paul kind of. It's the most comfortable for me. It's the most natural instrument for me. It's like it just feels right. So when I have the opportunity to use one, I will. But if I'm playing a place that's, somebody might knock the guitar over, there's not really a proper stage, you're kind of standing, some of these bars are like up against the wall like a prisoner. Then I won't take that. I'll take something else. I have played eight grand Gibson at Cosmo Music Store. That was crazy, man. Don't know what to say if it's worth. Yeah, I probably played that same guitar. It's amazing at Cosmo. For those of you who don't know, Cosmo is like the best music store we have here in Toronto, Canada. And in the U.S., you have in the guitar centers, there's like a platinum room. Well, there's a room at Cosmo in the back. Where it's just like, there's guitars up there. I think the cheapest one in there is probably about $5,000, and I've seen them go as high as 15. And you can play whatever you want. There's no restrictions. It's whereas I know a Guitar Center, because I've been there in the U.S., you have to ask and the guys to unlock it and hand it to you, and then lock it up and then grab you the next one. Fortunately, in Canada, we can grab anything we want and and just try them out. Zero Hikari, welcome. Nice LP. Thank you, sir. Or lady, I'm not sure. Is Hikari, I don't know. But appreciate it. It's a production guitar thing, I guess. I have a bass, and it's great, but some folks have said different. Sounds great. Hack, good tone. Yeah, it's all. If you like it, it's good. End of story, Christian. I haven't watched any Christmas stuff yet either. Just haven't been in the mood this year. Yeah. I'm kind of getting in the mood now as it gets a little closer. I got the tree. I've had the tree up for a couple of weeks. I got the Christmas lights up. They've been lit since the beginning of the month. My first ever guitar was a Fender Strat for my first year. After that, a salesman managed to talk my mom into financing an Epi LP Standard. I had no idea I would walk out with that day with it. Oh, cool. Do I like Gretches? Yes, I do. The problem with, I like them, but the problem with Gretches is they're big. They're physically big, and like the White Falcon, they're thick and they're big and they're really expensive, and that's the kind of guitar you don't really want to leave the house with. But I do like them. Sorry to hear that. My condolences, Epiphonium. Sorry to hear that, man. He was 92. Yeah, well, that's a long life, man. That's pretty good. My dad went at 69. Yeah, good long life. But still, it's sad, yeah. Yeah, no worries. It's like, another guitar I really like, but I'll never own because it's big, is the 335, which is like that, think Chuck Berry, or some movie called Back to the Future, at the end when he's going crazy, that sort of red guitar. That thing, it's not thick, but it's really big, and I'm not a tall guy, so like when I get a guitar that big, it just looks enormous on me. So I like to stick with the smaller bodies. Some 8185s on it, and it turned to 450, and 2 was essentially total. 8185s, are those PRS pickups? Zero 8180, you mean Or I'm thinking of 8515s. Are they Seymour Duncans? I don't know what 8185s are. Buying a Parker Nightfly. The neck is crazy. Those things are, I mean, it was years ago. I mean, they weigh nothing. It's like, what are they made out of, bamboo or something? And I remember playing those things, and I could not get over how comfortable and just ergonomic and how easy it was to play. The neck on them neck on it was fantastic. You know. Oh, the active pups. That's why. Yeah, I don't know anything about EMGs or any of that stuff. I stay away from that stuff. But anyway, yeah, that's really cool if you can, because they don't make those anymore, right? Or did they start making Parkers again? Not sure. Oh, EMGs, okay. Yeah, if you're into the metal stuff, EMGs are the way to go. Yeah, never been into that. Never been into EMGs. But it's whatever you like, man. It's whatever music you want to play. Some music you want to play, you need that. You need those things, right? For heavy chugging, I guess. I'm sure you get a lot of sustain on those pickups. Yeah. Talk about Parker's coming back, but was just some channel chats. Yeah, I heard a rumor about them coming back too. That fat tone, what have you got? I'm playing through this thing. I don't know if I can hold it up. Kind of. See that? It's it's called a Vailton GP200. I got it on Black Friday for about $300. It's just a multi-effects unit, but it's really cool because it's this. Actually, what you're hearing is the first preset that's on this. Imagine a multi-effects with a preset that actually sounds decent. So that's that. But I got everything in this. I got amps. I got cabs. I got pedals. I got a drum machine. I got a looper. The quality of the sounds is, again, just for doing this is great. I wouldn't record with this, as I mentioned earlier. not record quality, but for playing at home or just doing this kind of thing, it sounds pretty cool. When I needed rent in California to get over. Oh yeah, selling. Yeah, I've had to sell shit in the past too. It's never a nice zero. And LTD C100 Duncan with the JB. Yeah, the JB and 59, man. They always. I had a JB and a 59 and a Jackson that I owned for not too long, but the JB and 59, those are always like they never fail. You know, they're always good. Play a Richie Blackmore riff and not the obvious one. I used to know how to play that weird Woman from Tokyo. I'm not even going to try it. I used to know how to play that Woman from Tokyo. There's a video of me playing it somewhere. Because I used to do a thing called Guitar Lick of the Week or something. There's a bunch of videos. I've got almost like 900 videos. So there's videos of me playing a bunch of riffs. You know, if you look up like how to play this riff or how to play that riff, I probably got 20 or 30 of those out there. So, but I can't remember how to play it. Thanks, Gary. Takamine made recently, and it took a year to get to me from Japan. Wow. Oh, there's Johnny Bean. Merry Christmas. And my newest is probably one that you owe me. Hey, Pooh Ninja. What'd you get, Zero? That they're making fun of you. What did you get? Oh, here's some Kiss riffs. Okay, I want to play this right. You know that riff? I talked about it in my dumb songs. That's an 80s Kiss riff. It's my most recent guitar. I guess I missed it, Zero. The Takamine? I needed an instrument with a Floyd Rose on it, and JB was a huge influence on me as a young man. And I get some money for each one, but it was a no-brainer for me. Cool. Yeah, exactly, Blue Mox. Those pickups are great, man. That's, you know, if you're doing like that 80s Rat, you know, or Cinderella or any of that kind of stuff, those pickups are perfect for that. That sort of nice, dense 80s crunch. They work really well for that. Yeah, 9:43. I'll hang out here for another 15 minutes. Let me know if anybody's got any questions. Play some Pink Floyd. It's almost nap time there, eh, Pooh? Sure. My fingers are mush. I was playing for 5 hours this morning trying to record some music, so my friggin' calluses hurt. Won't be playing tomorrow, that's for sure. Yeah, so as I mentioned at the top, recorded some new music this morning. Should be coming out soon. Keep an eye out. The song will be called Effects. It'll appear here on my channel. I'll also be putting it up on Spotify. Check out my original music on the streaming services. That would be really cool. Actually, last year I think I had 22 streams. People listen to my music, which is a record for Spotify. So that's pretty good. Yeah, you too, Pooh. Have a great holiday, buddy. Take care, man. But it's you can also watch if you want to see the video that goes with it. It's on my playlist on Spotify or on my YouTube channel. DMG, Merry Christmas to you too, man. I should mention, if anybody's new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 5,000, so share this show. Tell your friends, hey man, go ahead and sub this guy. He's trying to get to 5,000. I'm about 400 away, so won't be anytime soon. And it was funny, I got the YouTube summary of how many subscribers I picked up this year. And you could not plan this, okay? You could not plan this if you tried. But the number of subs that I acquired in the year 2024 was 666. Guitar Man 45, how are you? Jason, welcome. Ben said, hello, Merry Christmas. Yes, Gary. Those are the easiest things to play. That's why I play them mainly. Little Calling Dr. Love. I actually did a video where I did a play along with Calling Dr. Love. Somebody asked me to play along with that song and nail the Ace solo, so I'm not going to say I nailed it completely, the Ace Frehley guitar solo on that, which has always been one of my favorite solos of all time. But I think I got about 85%. I'm about 85%. So check that out too. That's on my channel. Play along with that. And then I got asked to do a play along with another favorite band of mine, The Cult. And I did Wildflower. That one I'm probably more than that, like 90%. I nailed that one because I played that in a cover band for years, so that one was kind of already down my alley. The next one I'll be doing is I got asked to do a Cheap Trick. I Want You to Want Me, the obviously the Budokan version. So I'll be doing a play along with that. I'll be putting that out whenever I get the backing track. played that one in ages. So, as I mentioned at the top of the show, next year still going to be doing the shows with Pete and Martin. Those are going to still go on. We've already got stuff lined up for January. Another thing that's coming up is I'm going to be doing a new series called, I think probably check it out, where I'll be talking about records that I think are cool to turn people on to some new music. I got a show coming up probably first week of January with Pete and I. We're going to be talking Gary Moore. Mentioned that. What else is going on? Got a new song coming out later this month. Hopefully before the end of the year. Was recording all morning with that. And yeah, that's what's going on. I'm playing New Year's Eve. Got a New Year's Eve gig this year. And man, we're going to be playing a lot. Probably by the time all's said and done, somewhere between 60 and 65 songs. That's a lot. We start, I think, at, is it 9 to 1? I think it's 9 to 1 that we're playing. So, yeah. So it's going to be a long night. But my daughter and her boyfriend are coming, so I'll have somebody to... Because when I play these New Year's Eve gigs, there's no family members. Nobody wants to come see me play. Nobody wants to come see Dad play. But my daughter's coming with her boyfriend, so I'm looking forward to that. So I'll actually have somebody there in my family to say Happy New Year and spend New Year with. And the year Merry Christmas. Yes, you too, Mr. Rock. All the best, man. Stay safe. Stay warm. And have a Happy New Year and a Merry Christmas. Yeah, I'm happy about that, Gary. Because it's not the same, you know. When New Year's Eve hits, you want to kiss somebody on the cheek and not have that be another band member. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather kiss my daughter on the cheek. Scotch. My favorite is Lagavulin. Daniel, but that stuff. Oh man, that stuff really went up in price. I remember I was able to get, I think it was the 12-year-old, or I can't remember if it was 8 or 12. I can't remember. Anyways, it was like about $100, $120 a bottle. And now it's up like around shit. I might be wrong, but I think I saw it for like about 170. I'm like, okay. So I like the peaty stuff. I mean, that's about the most peaty Scotch you can buy is Lagavulin, you know. But I'm good with a Johnny Black. I'm not a fancy pants. I'll drink as long as there's a little bit of peat to it. I'm good. But everyday drinking Scotch, I usually just, for every day, regular, nothing, I drink Teachers, which is a blend, and it's all right. It's good enough. Throw a couple of ice cubes in there, and it's cool. Yeah, me too, Epiphonium. I treat myself at Christmas because, like, I love music and all that, but I'm also equally into cigars. So I usually buy myself like I'll buy myself one good cigar for Christmas and one good cigar for New Year's Day. I usually get one of each, and a Scotch and a good bottle of Scotch to go with both. But now the Scotch has got ridiculous, so I'm just drinking Johnny Black, because it's cheaper. And for the cigars, I'm not getting the $50 cigars. I'm smoking $30 cigars. You know, they're still good. You know, because I don't know. There gets to a point where I think it just gets silly. So is that being cheap or is that just being realistic or pragmatic? I don't know. Yeah, Johnny, that's what when I'm done wrapping this up. That's what I'm gonna be doing. I got a little hut in the back of my house. I'm not even making this up. Like, it's a garden shed, but I got heat in there and I got electricity in there. And in the wintertime, so I can smoke all year round. So I go in there in the wintertime and I got heat. And I'll, you know, bring out my earbuds and watch something on the tablet and just sit there and have a cigar and a smoke. And when this is over, that's exactly what I'll be doing. The wife and I both enjoy cheap vodka with lemon or lime. Yeah. Yeah, like, oh, it's okay. So that's so that's probably what I was looking at, Daniel. It was in the lockup case. So if you're Canadian, you know, the LCBO, the locked up case. I saw that and I'm like, I'm not paying $160 for a bottle of scotch. I just think that's silly. Derval Rodriguez, the 10-year-old. Lafroy. I have not tried that one. Is that a PD one? And welcome to the channel. I don't think I've seen your name before. Yeah, you know what, Gary? I used to shoot videos from back there. When I was first starting the channel, I would do live streams from the shed while I was smoking a cigar. And I'll tell you something. I started doing that, and YouTube doesn't like, well, at least for me, they didn't like to see me smoking. And they started, all my live streams, I was getting a copyright. Always some baloney trumped up copyright thing, and they wouldn't monetize any of my live streams. And then I would appeal it, and then a week or two later they would say it's okay. And it was all because I was smoking. Yeah, so I don't do that anymore because they don't want you smoking on these platforms for whatever reason. Johnny Black, nothing wrong with that. Epiphonium. Yeah. Duval after week 10 is great. It's an acquired taste. Okay. But is it peaty? You know what I mean by peaty, right? The Islay stuff? Has a special drink. Sure. Oh, well, Daniel Lagavulin, if you don't put ice in that's pretty rough stuff, too. That'll take the rust off a trailer hitch, that stuff. Like, you gotta be, they have to have, you can't, there's no way in hell you can drink that straight. You gotta you gotta dilute it, you gotta open it up with some ice. Yeah. YouTube allowed pictures of my garden. Oh, Russ, you were around for those cigar chats. See, Russ knows. I'm not making this up. And I got nailed for doing that, so I stopped doing it. More peaty than Lagavulin? Derval, really? Wow. I've never tasted anything more peaty than Lagavulin. Lafroig, eh? All right. So, subscribe to the channel, Derval. Trying to get up to 5,000. I'd appreciate that. It helps the channel too. It helps the you know, with the algorithms and all that stuff. The Lafroig is more intense than the Lagavulin. Oh! This is almost like a challenge. Can you handle it, son? Hey, can you handle it? Yeah. Yeah, something to try. If it's not stupid money, I might buy it. But I don't want to buy it and then I don't like it. In Georgetown, yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that, Derval. Well, welcome to the channel. I do this once a month. I've got all kinds of if you're interested in guitars and gear, I've got reviews, all kinds of stuff. Live music. I play in bar bands. There's a lot of live music. There's original music. I've got a bunch of songs up on Spotify. Lots of things to look at. Just straight music talk. I've got, oh man, hundreds of videos talking about bands and albums and stuff with some noted professional people. So check that stuff out. And I've got tons of interviews, even with with musicians and things. There's so much. Almost 900 videos. $99. Ian's Guitar Shack, welcome. Dan Goche, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. All right, folks, it's 10 o'clock. It's time for me to have my cigar and my Johnny Black. So I want to wish, seriously, I want to thank everybody so much for being here tonight, for supporting my channel. You know, it's the little engine that could. I'm still doing it. I think I've been doing this for 8 or 9 years. And it's still fun. And I still like talking about music, and I still like talking about, gear and, and I'm very appreciative that, you folks are taking the time out to watch my stuff. Really means a lot. Keeps me going, yeah, I just want to wish all of you the best possible Christmas and the best possible New Year. I love talking and music, and you're great with Pete and Martin. Yeah, and we'll be doing more of those next year. Those guys have been with me now for, I think we're on 3 years now. So, again, everyone, be safe. Have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. I don't know when I'll be on here live again. I guess sometime in January, maybe, I'll give you guys a little report about how the New Year's Eve gig went, how my 65 songs went, how many I forgot. But there you go. All right, folks, take care. All the best. And we'll see you in the new year. Cheers.